Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another video. Look at the Bastion. Look at how beautiful this looks. This coalition event, the whole rupture of the Bastion looks amazing. I like it. It brings a little bit of Diablo vibes into the game, to be honest, which I love. I used to play Diablo a lot. Diablo 4 was like awesome when it first launched. I haven't played that for quite a while, but have a look at that, guys. Just so cool. So the fusion has just started. Basically, it's a required fusion, I would say. It's not that this dwarf is amazing. Okay, I will be testing him soon enough. Just didn't have the chance to do so. But Tholian Foulbeard acts as basically a barrier to a lot of the quests for the coalition event. And look at how cool it is, that man. This guy looks amazing with his AoE attack, which he can also place a weaken debuff, giving him the advantage of being such a strong champion for the dwarves, another really strong damage dealer. He's gonna help you a ton with the faction wars hard, so why not go for this faction? It looks like a stronger one from the last two we had, if I'm gonna be honest. So what am I talking through about today? I'm gonna go through the coalition event, guys. I want to show you some I've done a little bit of research on the points here that you can get. Obviously, guys, if the personal points here show 20,000 as a maximum, it means by the end of the 4 weeks we should be able to get the whole thing, right? We should be able to get the 20,000. There's some good rewards like a mythic book, which will come in handy for many players out there, for like Mikage and your legendary champions with the legendary books. There's gemstones here. There's more material needed for the new relics, which relate to the coalition event. So why not go and do the quests? Okay, you're not gonna be top 100. Top 100 will be, from what I'm seeing, will be based on a lot of spending, which is nothing new, right? It's gonna be a lot of spending to this, and there's no real reward unless you finish top 10, which there's no chance, guys. So don't think about the rewards here. Although the avatar looks amazing, don't think about the rewards here. Think about these rewards, and we most probably will get the full thing here. If we've done 32 million in just like a couple of hours that this is live, I guarantee you guys that we'll get the 1 billion, especially with the multiplier of ×2 that we get, which is pretty cool, right? You need 1,500 points to start getting these rewards. And I would say the biggest things here is the primal and the chicken, I would say, for new players, and the legendary book that's really close to the 1 billion. So we'll see, but I do think we'll get all of these. These are just a little bit of an incentive. So the quests, what are these quests all about? So I've done a few, and I've also used ChatGPT to help me out. So we'll go and see what this is about in terms of difficulty, right? So in terms of difficulty, guys, these repeated quests don't seem that hard. See, I just did like 15 runs on Sand Devil, which says here, spend 140 energy in non-gear dungeons. So I did that plus some runs on Iron Twin. So I did this 5 times. You don't have to come back, click on something. This is automatically counted. So that was pretty cool. Basically allowing me to do the complete repeat quests here. And these will show up for 2 days, 22 hours. So for the next 3 days, these are the quests that you'll have to do. But guys, remember, for the fusion, all right, this is like a trap. And for the fusion, we've got dungeon divers, and then we've got spider to do for the fusion, which is a good thing because these overlap today. So that's nice. So for the spider, I mean, you just do spider runs, and that's gonna be pretty amazing. I'm gonna say in terms of let's just do 15. We'll see. We'll do the background battles, which is amazing for the dungeons here, but it won't do anything here for this quest. So the limited quest, how are we gonna go about doing these? These give you a finite amount of points. There's a maximum amount of points that you can pick up from all of these. This will not be doable, guys. And look at how I'm completing these immediately. Basically, look at that. I'm doing the quest here. It shows on the top. I'm running the background multi-battle. Some of these are completed immediately, and some of these also go together. So how do these go together? I've used the help of ChatGPT. Let me show you guys, to help me round up a little bit of these quests. So there's like a total amount from basic quest of 2,100 points, right? That's nice. Why not? Why not? Experts 2,080. Elite 3,910. So if you think about it, guys, we get a total of 8,090 points through these quests. So you'll have to do the repeated quests in order to get the 20,000. You'll have to do it, guys. There's no way that you just do these and get the 20,000. So there's that. If you want to do the whole thing, though, it's all about also picking up Tholian Foulbeard, which is, I guess, the theme of this whole thing. You need to awake Tholian. You need to fully upgrade Tholian's skill. So if you don't have the skill books, don't consider these points as guaranteed. Okay, let's jump back into ChatGPT. This is gonna help us out because it also matched some of the quests. So like clearing dragon, ice golem, fire knight, spider. You'll do this as you're doing Tholian, so you don't have to go out of your way to do these quests now, right? And doing these will also help you complete some of the hard elite quests. So if you can clear stage 10, that's more of the elite quest. If you can clear stage 10 on normal, which is basic, guys, for newer players out there, this is brand new territory. You can do the normal quest and you can get up to 2,100 points. So the newer players should be able to do all the basic quests, the hard, the elite quests. These are going to be more difficult, especially with how quickly you'll need to clear some of these dungeons, like under 65 turns for Fire Knight. That's pretty rough. 65 turns for Ice Golem. That's also pretty rough. It depends on what kind of teams you're running. Dragon's Lair, again, kind of rough. Spider's Den, 5 turns. Very, you need very specific teams for these. So the Tholian Foulbeard quest, these are some expert and elite quests. As I said, you need to get the fusion. You need to awaken him to 5 to get the elite points. You need to upgrade the skills, masteries, and then clear the event dungeon as well to get the elite points. So stage 30 for the event dungeon is a little bit of a big ask, isn't it? And then we've got Hydra and Chimera damage. So this Hydra and Chimera, these are pretty easy. Survive 175 turns, survive 150 turns. These can be done from the majority of late game players. The Chimera, though, this is difficult, and it does give you some good points. The Chimera on the Brutal, this is good points as well, and it's not that difficult, but Ultra Nightmare is quite hard to get the 112.5 million damage if you don't have some of the more meta champions for Chimera. Like if you don't have Marius, it gets tough to get those points comfortably. Okay, you might have facing some of the affinity issues with the Chimera and your damage might be low, but we got 4 weeks to do this whole thing, so you might need to change your teams if you really want these 300 points. Honestly, if you don't, you just do the repeat quest and you should be okay. So right now it's doing some of the quests as I'm running the background multi-battle. So I'm getting some silver. I wonder if it updates here. I don't know. 753,000. So it's been selling some of the gear, but it stopped counting these. So I wonder what this means, why it stopped counting it, but whatever. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done soon. So upgrade champions rank 10 times. That's champion training. Ascend champions. Win 20 live arena battles. That's also cool. Clear all awakened stages in Plague Home on hard. So some of these relate to Curse City. So Curse City, it's gonna be difficult, guys. Plague Home. Okay, we've got Plague Home. This is Plague Home. It's got the P there, right? This is what's it called? Can't remember the names. Cobble Market, and then this one's Dead Rise, and the top one is, it's written somewhere, Soul Cross. So Plague Home is here. The Awakened stages are here. These should be okay for the majority of late game players. Even mid game players might be able to do these stages because it's just Awakened, but looks cool so far. The live arena battles is quite a lot, but again, you got 4 weeks to do them. You do 10 live arena battle wins per week, and you get the 460 points, which is a total here. Artifact upgrades, this should be very easy. Ascending champions, very easy. You can do lower rank champions, and then the Curse City ones are kind of hard. But then you got the repeat quests. Those are kind of fine though. As you show, guys, I've done a little bit of runs, and the repeat quests were completed very easily. I'm almost at 1,000 points, so the minimum you need is 1,500. It all depends on the total amount of players. So if we really have like millions of players, as they say, this should be very easy, but we don't have millions of players. Like the active players in the game is like 100,000 or something worldwide, which is not a lot, but it is there. I wonder why this stopped with selling the gear, because this is probably still running, right? This is still running. 21 runs so far, and it didn't get me a million silver. No, it definitely got me more than a million silver. Maybe it's bugged. Maybe it's bugged. Maybe it's bugged, but whatever. Earn 300 superior oils. So lots of these quests might seem very difficult, but I think they're gonna be fine, guys. And the rewards, honestly, is mostly about the relics. Okay, the relics, you might think it's like an underwhelming reward, but relics, guys. Oh, why does it look like that? Relics are like huge for the game because they give you like a power up yet that you never had before. If you think about all the different relic groups we have, it's totally fine by that. I mean, I don't really care if they add like 1,000 groups here because we'll get these new relics and these are gonna give us power. Like all of these relics have their own different stats that they add on top of your bonuses. So like the wearer receives 15% shatter buff plus attack, crit damage, defense. That's pretty huge. Crown of Corruption. This is given to the winner of this whole global thing, which I think is a little bit too much, but the wearer deals 5% more damage and receives 5% speed when above 50% health. So that is huge in terms of like a power boost. Then we got Skull of Treason. HP burn divas placed by the wearer deal 10% more damage to enemies with higher max health. This is huge for HP burn champions, especially some arena ones. That they're gonna love this legendary relic. The wearer receives 1% less damage for each turn of cooldown on their skills. The Grail of Agony. When enemies steal or decrease wearer terminator, the wearer instead loses 2% max health. For every 1% terminator that would have been lost and stolen can kill the wearer. So this will actually allow Armans to kill enemies. That's pretty cool. Gaze of Damnation, but he won't be able to steal the Terminator. So wearer deals 2% more damage per skill activated and receives 1% less damage per skill not activated. So all the base stats that you get from the relics, guys, they add up. So it's another reason why you should be doing these coalition events. I think you got to be careful with what you're doing alongside the fusion. Getting the fusion is going to give you some nice points. But if you can do some of these guys, the repeated ones, like the arena ones, you can do 10 arena fights per day. You can do some live arenas. That's 12. And you get the 15 points. It's a lot of time spent, though, comparing it to just running energy. But energy is finite. And if you don't have that, there's going to be issues. This is completely bugged. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to stop the spider runs. And see if that's going to give me the completion of the quest. Maybe I'll have to report that to Plarium. But I like this. I like this part, this coalition event. I like it as, you know, more things to do like achievements, but you get small rewards and you get the path down below, which is all for free. All right, look at all this gear that I picked up. So this is going to go probably to my inventory. That's going to suck. So did that complete the coalition quests? No, that's completely bugged. All right, I didn't get any in my inventory there. So if I sell these, let's see. I don't really need the epic ones. That should complete it. All right, I did it manually, but for sure I farmed more than 1 million right there. So coalition quests, go do them, guys. The repeated ones can be quite tricky and they don't go along so well with the current fusion. Like you're going to be running dungeons, so it asks you to not do dungeons. Think about that before you go about spending your energy, especially if you're somebody who really wants to get the dwarf and you don't have huge amounts of gems or energy to spend. All right, think about that before you go crazy. That's it, guys. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.